Hi, my name's Alara, and this is Purely Inspired Living. Today, we are going to talk about the new moon in Scorpio. So, if you are brand new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, friend. I'm really glad that you're here today. I'm so glad that we're here to talk about these lunar cycles, and I'm really excited to, first of all, develop my own understanding and relationship with these lunar cycles through teaching this stuff, as well as helping you guys understand how you can use these ideas to live a more intentional life. So let's get down to it. Okay, so let's talk about when this is taking place. Okay, if you see me looking down, I do have some notes written down that I want to make sure to share with you, as well as my honeycomb almanac that tells me when things are happening. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. All right, when is the new moon in Scorpio happening? So the new moon in Scorpio is happening Monday the 13th at 4:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, 4:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is wee hours of a Monday morning, okay? It is happening at 20 degrees of Scorpio. So 20 degrees, 44 minutes. We're not gonna talk about the minutes, but the degrees does kind of play a part. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. So, first of all, a new moon happens when the sun and the moon are in the same sign at the same degree. So that is the moment of exactness. So that both the sun and the moon are going to be at 20 degrees of Scorpio, 44 minutes at the exact time. But that whole day is new moon energy. The whole day, the moon and the sun are so close that the moon appears like it's missing. It's a dark moon, right? You can't see it, and so that's what's happening astronomically. All right. So let's talk about astrology, what it means to be in a Scorpio new moon. So let's just talk about some general Scorpio energy right now. So Scorpio energy, as a general rule, so no matter which celestial body we're talking about, whether we're talking about the moon in Scorpio or Mercury in Scorpio or whatever, what Scorpio energy is calling us to do is to go deeper into that energy source and look at where we can balance light and dark aspects of whatever we're talking about. So if we were talking about Mercury in Scorpio, we'd be looking at where can we balance light and dark ideas in our communication, in our learning styles, things like that. Venus in Scorpio would be like, where can I find light and dark balances in the way I love myself and love others, the way what I find beauty in the world, like how can I balance light and dark with beauty, those kinds of ideas. So no matter what, we're looking at going deeper, taking a deep look inside the places where we keep things hidden, the secrets we like to hold. We go inside and we explore those ideas so we can identify where we need to balance light and dark, okay? So when we're talking about the moon in Scorpio, we're taking a deep dive into our emotions, our instincts, our intuition, and especially with a moon in Scorpio, our psychic abilities. Okay? So our sun is also in Scorpio, right? That's how a new moon happens, like we just discussed. So our sun energy, our creative energy, our kind of life-giving energy has been in Scorpio. And when the sun is in Scorpio, it also is very intense. It's intense, okay? No matter what we're talking about, no matter which celestial body we're talking about, Scorpio brings intensity to that. So, so it's been a rocky season. If you watch my Leo third quarter video, I'll link it above so you can go check that out. But if you remember that, we talked about how intense it has been. All right, there's no sugarcoating it. That's not what Scorpio is about. It's not about sugarcoating it, sugarcoating the hard stuff. It's about exploring those hard topics. Okay, but it's intense. And naturally, our emotions run a little high during this time of year because it's so much part of a deep, reflective period, both with our sun energy and with our moon energy. All of this energy is all of it's looking deep, deep, deep inside, okay? And figuring out where we can balance light and dark with these energies, okay? So the new moon is a time to ask yourself, especially this new moon in Scorpio, it very much is about asking questions of yourself, and making sure, this is the most important, making sure you're being truthful with those answers. But ask yourself, what are you ready to let go of from this last lunar cycle? And integrating those lessons, what are we ready to develop and manifest for the future? All right, we don't go through intense times for no reason. I mean, that would be insane. I mean, who would be like, yeah, let's just be super intense and not get anything from it, not go anywhere with it? That would be kind of depressing. So let's look at this in time of intensity as serving a purpose and helping us develop ourselves to where we want to go for the future. So if that's our idea, new moon energy is about looking at this last lunar cycle and what were the lessons that we were developing and learning. How can we integrate that and come up with a plan for the future where we can use these newfound skills to reach our goals? That's what this new moon in Scorpio is about. Integrating those lessons, reflecting on them, letting go of anything that doesn't serve us anymore, getting rid of that, taking those lessons, integrating them, and coming up with a plan for our future. All right, that is in a nutshell what Scorpio in a new moon in Scorpio is like. So this energy is very reflective, but with that reflection, especially that intensity, I know we've all been feeling, it can be kind of a downer. Again, going back to that Leo third quarter, we need sparks of like, whew. And new moon energy is all about that first spark of hope, okay? It's been intense, it's been rough. We've been learning hard lessons. We've been discovering hard aspects of ourselves. But with that intensity, we have hope for the future, that we can take these hard lessons and make something beautiful with them, okay? This is about an internal look that we're going to be able to integrate and present something externally to the world, all right? Whether we've been working on, coming up with goals for the future, what dreams for the future do we have, okay? What emotionally have you been working? Have you been going through like just a huge roller coaster of emotions where we are discovering that our emotions have been out of alignment with ourselves? Have we been developing new psychic skills? Scorpio is very much a sign where our psychic abilities live. There are other places in the chart that happens as well, but Scorpio is a big one. So have you been developing, unveiling new psychic abilities you didn't even know you had, or are you renewing psychic skills that you maybe were aware of before, but now we're really digging into them? What about your intuition? Have you been discovering new aspects of your intuition? Have you realized that you were ignoring your intuition, and now you're starting to understand what your intuition feels like, what those nudges mean, and how you can use them for the future. Like, what has been coming up for you? Those are Scorpio moon themes, okay? Scorpio moons are about deep emotional awareness, especially some darker emotions that we want to usually keep hidden, what we try to hide from. Those, like I said, the psychic abilities. What psychic skills were you repressing or trying to just ignore, or thought you didn't have any, and now you've been it's been unveiled to you that you do have psychic skills, or that you're developing certain skills more, or developing new skills that you didn't think you had. And then that intuition is so important, and trusting that intuition. A new moon Scorpio energy is about stepping forward with newfound trust in your emotions, in your psychic skills, and in your intuition. So with all that in mind, this is a time that I would like you to reflect on those lessons that you've uncovered, all right? Reflect on what they mean to you. Why were you keeping them hidden? The reason why you were keeping something hidden, that's what we're letting go. Because we don't need to keep things hidden about ourselves to live our true authentic self. It's about saying, I do have these skills. I do have intuition. I do have emotional depths that sometimes are rocky, but that's part of who I am. Accepting those and saying they're okay. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay, and this is part of me, and I'm okay with who I am. And taking that and stepping into this new lunar season with a newfound hope of where we can take those, what we thought were darker themes, realize it's not about dark, it's about a blend of dark and light, a balance between those two energies, and step forward into the new Sagittarius lunar cycle. So let this time help you develop your dreams for your future goals that you have. All right, those tough emotional lessons, those tough skills that we've been developing, it's for a reason, and it is so you can develop your future goals and your future plans, so you can manifest the life that you want to live. So as we move into Sagittarius season, we can use this direction that we've been developing and step into that new Sagittarius cycle. We can expand those Scorpio themes, expand on them, and see how we can use those gifts to expand our horizons and our future. So I hope that cleared some things up for you. Oh, I forgot to mention our 20 degrees, and I said I would. So when we talk about degrees and minutes in astrology, I'm going to breeze by this, but when we talk, we're just talking about, it gives added details. All right. So if you're like, whoa, that's way too much for me, disregard this. But what they mean is they give an added layer of where we're really looking at it. And 20 degrees happens to be Scorpio degrees. It's a Scorpio degree. I don't know if it's normally like the sun, the moon, and the degrees are all the same sign. I'm not so sure about that, but this one definitely is. So that really, really tells me that we are learning lots and lots of really hard it's like major Scorpio energy. We've been progressing through some like just major overall Scorpio themes. All right, Scorpio's been heavy. We've had Mars in Scorpio. If you have Pluto in Scorpio, which my generation has, I mean, there's just so much Scorpio-ness happening. Planets transiting Scorpio. It's just been a lot of Scorpio energy. And this new moon in Scorpio is like boom, Scorpio. So it has been a super, super duper intense season. Now, if you're curious about where this is showing up specifically in your life, make sure you check out your natal chart, your birth chart, and find where Scorpio is at for you. And whichever house Scorpio holds, whatever space that holds in your natal chart, that's going to be the location where you can find where these lessons are most directed towards. Okay, so for me, an example, I'm a Scorpio rising. That's my first house, technically my first and second. But the moon's been moving through my my first house. So mine's been a lot about the self, because the first house is all about self. So it really is about self-acceptance and self-understanding and things like that. So if that part didn't quite resonate with you, then maybe look at your natal chart, your birth chart, and find out where Scorpio is at for you. And that's going to give you a really good indicator of just the major themes that you have been learning this cycle. I hope you found that beneficial. I hope that made sense. If you're still confused, ask questions. Ask questions in those comments, because I would love to better understand how I need to deliver this information, just because it is a lot. So ask questions. If you want to share some skills that you've been developing or some lessons that you've been learning, if you're comfortable sharing with them, I would love to hear from you, so we can start that dialogue and really start developing this community here. But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, I do notice that a lot of people that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. So it really would help me understand that this is the content that you guys are really interested in, that you think I'm doing a good job, or you're at least interested in developing your astrology skills or tarot or oracle reading skills, or whatever that is. Go ahead and subscribe. That kind of feedback lets me know information, okay? So otherwise I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. So I'd be so grateful if you subscribed. So like, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you here again for another moon talk or for another sun talk, or we have all kinds of stuff like coming up and in the works, and so like I'm really, really excited to share that with you. So I really hope I see you there. So until next time, friend, I hope you stay inspired.